Have you ever found yourself saying, I know I need to do something, but let me just do one more row? I've only got 5 stitches left. I'm just going to finish up this project. There is life outside of crochet. Sad but true. And then the dishes pile up and the house gets a mess and nobody gets to eat, including yourself. That's ever been you. You're definitely in the right place because today I'm going to be talking about 5 tips to help crocheters make the most of their day. If you're new here, my name is Marty. I'm the owner of Blossom Stitches Crochet, and I am absolutely obsessed with all things crochet. Boundaries have always been difficult for me, especially when it comes to crochet, because it is my happy place. It is where I want to be. It is my stress reducer. It is my zen, my peace. Honestly, it's my meditation. I find so much joy in what I do that I have a habit of letting the world go by around me, and that's not necessarily a good thing. So let's hop into the tips that I have found helpful in my life that I'm hoping will be beneficial in yours as well. So the first thing I found is that I really needed to prioritize. And that sounds a little bit cliche, right? Make your priorities. Of course, my family time is important. And of course, my dishes are important. And there are all the things. But what I've realized that I had to get brutally honest with my own self, right? Because there are societal expectations of what should be important, and everybody's individual. So, yes, my family time is important to me, but so is my mental health. So is my stress level. So is my joy. And crochet is that for me. So I had to prioritize based on what I felt at the time. And they change every once in a while, but I had to prioritize what was most important to me, not important to them, but important to me. And I had to be brutally honest with myself. And that was not the easiest thing to do. Once I did that, I actually I got my Google Calendar and I blocked my time off because I know things need to get done. Um, and for me, it's easier to set aside time on my calendar so that when I'm sitting there like, I don't know what to do, it's on my calendar and I just do it. I'm not really going to go into the time blocking or creating certain days for certain things. I'm not going to go into that because that's not really what I usually do on this channel. But if you're interested in time management and scheduling things, let me know in the comments below. And if you want me to make a video on that, I can definitely hook you up. The next thing, though, and it's a pretty big tip, is be flexible. Life happens. It happens to me all the time. And to be honest, the more rigid that you are, the more life has an opportunity to throw you off completely. And that is detrimental to anything that you're trying to do, regardless of what the task is. So be flexible. And I like to think about it kind of like a rubber band. I'm using my scrunchie. Don't judge me. And yes, I've got hair in it. Ugh, how embarrassing. Anyway, but your scheduling, your priorities need to be contained, but they need to be contained in a rubber band so that they stretch and they fluctuate and it still holds the time. But if you stretch this way or that way, or, whatever, it's not going to break. Be, be very careful though, because if you pull too hard, the rubber band will snap and then you're done for, right? That goes back into the life derailing you kind of thing. So you really need to be on top of it. One of the ways that I found most beneficial is using a timer. I have a pig, I like pigs, but I have a piggy timer that I keep in my office. I've got one in the kitchen. And I even have one in my bedroom because we're not going to get into the mess that is my bedroom. And I use these timers along with my phone because I don't ever have a problem doing what I want to do. It's doing the task that I freaking hate. Now, I'm going to be a little bit transparent here. I absolutely hate cleaning. Don't judge me. I like for things to be clean, but I don't like the actual act of doing it because ew, right? Dishes is literally the thing that I hate the absolute most. So I set myself a timer when it's time to do the dishes, when it's time to clean, I set a timer and I say for however long, 5, 10 minutes. 10 minutes is usually my thing. I set a timer for 10 minutes and I challenge myself. I am competitive by nature. I love a good challenge. And even if that challenge is with myself, I say, okay, well, let's see how much can I get done in this 10-minute time chunk. 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. I can waste time on Facebook or TikTok scrolling for 10 minutes. So I set a timer and I say, all right, and I run through all bullshit to the side. Every single time that I set my timer and I challenge myself, what am I going to get done? Every single time I surprise myself because I always get done more than what I thought I was going to get done in any given time. Now, you got to be realistic when you set the timer. Like if your dishes are piled to the ceiling, again, we're talking experience. If your dishes, well, you didn't have to do me like that. If your dishes are piled to the ceiling, you're not gonna get them done in 10 minutes, okay? So, you need to appropriately set your timer for however long you think it's gonna take you to do. Commit to it and then be done. You know, if you set a timer for 10 minutes and you don't get everything done in that time chunk, that's okay. Stop what you're doing and move on to the next task because, something done I think it's Fly Lady. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Fly Lady. I'll actually link her in the description below. My mom did Fly Lady for years and years and years and years, and I thought it was dumb. But there are some of her tips that really do make sense. One is things done imperfectly are still things done. I totally get it now because that 10 minutes, even though you didn't get it done, that 10 minutes is still, it's better than it was when you started. So congratulate yourself for that, celebrate yourself for that, and move on to the next thing because that, even done imperfect, is better than nothing. I hope we all know. Maybe it's just me. If it's just me, let me know. I get caught up in my crochet and that's all I want to do. But there is life outside of crochet. Sad but true. So commit. Commit to the time that you set for yourself and then keep it moving. Keep it moving. You can always go back and set a timer again later or at the same time if you really need to. So that was my tip number 5. To be honest, I have one more tip for you, and I think honestly it's a bonus tip, but I think it is literally the most important tip, really. If you have something that absolutely has to be done, whether it is the dishes or vacuuming, cleaning your house, or if you have a crochet project that you absolutely have to get done for whatever reason, maybe it's somebody's birthday, or you have an order that you need to fill, or you're making something for yourself and you want to wear it to a certain function, it doesn't matter. If you have something that has to be done, communicate that. Tell people that. I know I work from home. I work from home, and for whatever reason, people feel like if I'm home, I'm not doing anything, so they can call whenever they want to, and it distracts me from getting done what I need to get done. So, I have found it extremely beneficial to communicate what it is that I'm doing and why I'm doing it. "Look, I'm not gonna be available between this time because I'm going to be doing this." And instead of asking them to respect your boundaries, thank them for it. Don't ever ask. Just expect that they'll do it, and I promise you they will. 99% of the time they will. There's always the exception. But they will respect your boundaries because you told them about it and you thanked them in advance for allowing you to do what you need to do. So, oh, wait, I just thought of another one. Do not disturb. Turn your phone off. Lock the door. Don't answer the door. You know what I'm saying? Like there are things that you can do to be able to focus on what you've got to be doing so that you can get back to your happy place. You can get back to being in your happy zone and crocheting and everything will be great. It is when I crochet. I know this is not something that I usually do, but I really felt like it was important to talk about boundaries because they're hard to maintain. right? We'll see you next time. Bye bye now.